Today, I'm going to start a small project for you on Dotnet 5 SP.NET MVC. The project is Employee Task Management. On this project, I'm creating the database using Entity Framework Code First Migration. Also, I'm planning to do the next part of this video will be the Web API of this project. And the Angular UI will be connecting to this Web API. So you don't forget to subscribe my channel and welcome all to my channel. Before going to start our projects, we need to understand the project. So I have prepared some documentation for it. You can see here. The module of this project are admin login, employee registration, employee login and employee task details. The screens represent the exact flow of this project. There's a login screen. Admin and employee can log in here and only admin can register the employee details. Once employee registered, then he can log in and enter the task details. Admin can show all task details of all employees and the employee login only show their own task details. That's the project. Here I am creating the table structure of this project. There are mainly 3 tables, one for admin login, employee registration and employee task details. And let's start our projects. Go to File, New Project, then select C# Web Application.NET Core and enter the project name and select .NET 5. If you don't have .NET 5, then you can install the latest version of VS 2019. I have done a video for installing VS 2019 and SQL Server 2019. That link is provided here in the description box. Once you create the projects, create a model folder. All model classes and the DB context class will be created in this folder. The DB context class is the connecting part of the database and the project. Here I am creating the DB context class that name is employee task DB. Then install the Entity Framework core packages from NuGet. Maybe take some more time because there are mainly 4 packages you need to install. Okay, now complete the installation. Then go to the app settings.json file. Here we need to set up the connection string. Server name copied from the SQL Server. The DB name you can enter anything. Now enter some codes on DB context class. Then create model classes for creating tables. Each model class represents the tables in the database. The The model class properties are represents the fields in the tables. Here employee ID is the foreign key, so we need to add the foreign key attribute here. Then only the foreign key is created on the database table while we done the migration commands. Okay, then we have created the 3 model classes. Then we need to define it on the DB context class. Okay, we finished that. Then we have to do some codes on startup class. Under the section configure services, add this code. Then can only migrate our model classes to database. Okay, then go to package manager console window. You can choose it from here. Then add command, add migration, then the command name. Here got some errors because we didn't add any keys on the model classes. Each model class should be at least one key. It's for primary key. Then add migration command, then enter, then update database command, enter. If you got done, then database will be created. Okay, let me check it on the database. refreshing database and expand the tables. Here created all columns with foreign key and primary key. Okay, now first part of this project is completed. It is the database creation. Next will be the controller and views creation. First, create controllers folder. All controllers will be created on this folder. From the document, we can see mainly 3 screens there, so we need to create 3 controllers. I'm creating first employee controller. Go to add new and select controller and select MVC controller with views using entity framework. Then only it will be created the actions and views of this employee model. Then on this window, choose model employee register. Select DB context and tick generate views and tick this one also. If you have not selected the layout, you can select it from here and change the controller name if you need. Then select add. Then here created the employee register controller with all CRUD functionality views. Then add employee task controller same as employee register because we need the CRUD functionality of the employee task. Once you created these 2 controller, then create login controller. Okay. While creating login controller, there is no need to select the MVC CRUD functionality. So I'm creating the empty controller. Then the controller creator with index view. Then run your projects, you will go like this. We don't need home privacy tabs, so I commented here. It is on the layout page. Then I'm creating the default login view. There is an index action. I'm creating the index view here. It will be the default login page. Then we need to change some modification on startup class. This code is for we need to render default login page. Then we need to update the login view. Change the button text as login and create actions for login. And this create action is like on the employee register creation. So I'm copied from the copy the HTTP post method, and we need to change the model and the functionality of this action. Actually, there are 2 types of login here. One is admin and one is employee. need to add admin login details on the database table manually. I'm done already. There is only one admin here. The admin can register all employee details. Then run our projects. Then you will get the login page like this. But here is something missing. You can see the username and password name, display name doesn't show. So we need to add one package to our application. Then only it works. It is ASP.NET Core tag helpers. Then add a line of code in the view section. I'm already done all views in these modules. This line of code is added on the description box also. On the login screen, we need to check it's a admin login or employee login. So we need to add one property onto the admin login model. I'm added here is admin property. Then updates login index view. While login, we check the is admin, then it will be the admin login. Otherwise, it will check the employee login. In the login view, you can see I commented the name section and also back to list line. We need to change the controller functionality also based on this is admin property. Here, isAdmin is true, then it will check the admin login. Otherwise, it will check the employee login. I run the projects. I log in as admin first, and admin 123, that the username and password, and is admin checkbox is true, then login. Then it will get the employee register module. Here I am creating the employee with username and password, and I am logging again with this employee login details. Then here the employee task module, and here I'm adding the employee task details. You can see here after create the task details, the employee ID is showing on the table list. But we don't need to show the IDs, only we need to show the employee names. This is the basic tutorial, so I didn't include it detailedly. We have to change the model and views according to this functionality. Anybody interested to join to our project-based online training, please contact us. The details are provided in the description box. I open the project and right-click the controller folder. Then choose the controllers. Then choose the API controller. Then select the API controller with actions using Entity Framework. After that, you will got this window and select here the model and the DB context. Then change the API controller name if you need. Select Add. See your creator with all root operation methods. This HTTP GET function used to get all employees from database. And this one, the HTTP GET function with ID for getting one employee details from database. And this is the HTTP put method that's representing the updation of the record. The parameters of this action will be the model along with the ID. Here, first checking the ID is equal to the model ID. Then it will be updated, otherwise it will be written a error message. Then the API URL will be like this. We'll be showing how to connect this API from the Postman letter. Then next is the post method with the model parameter. This method is used for creating this model data to the database. Next method is the remove or delete record from database. Actually, these all method contents are same as the controllers that we use in the MVC controller views. Actually, some parameters and the attributes are different from normal MVC controls to the web API controllers. On the same way, we can create other modules API controllers. For that, I'm showing how to connect this API from the Postman method. First, I run the project, then open Postman. The Postman is the application that widely used for testing web APIs. Here we can test any type of web APIs like authentication based or token based. Okay, first I'm testing the GET API. Open a new tab in Postman and the basic URL is copied from here and /API/ the controller name, or we can copy it from here. And get APIs should be select the gets property from here. Okay, then you will get the results like this. Then we can test the create API. On the create API, we should provide the model data. Also, we should select the post property. It results the enter model property along with the ID. Now it is created. We can check it from the get method. Okay, you can see it. And we can test the put API. I'm copying this data and change the ID. We should provide the ID which data we want to update. Then it will result no content because there are no retaining any data after the success submission. So we can test it from get API. Then last we can check the delete API. And check it here. Yeah, it's working fine. Okay, then I'm creating the APIs for the employee task module and also the login module. On the login module, I'm not creating all the crude functionality of the API method, and I'm creating the empty API controller. Here enter the login API method. Functionality will be same as the normal login that we have done already. So we can copy it from there. I'm not testing this API from this Postman. I'm doing this one for our next section, Angular UI. Now our API section is completed. On this video, I'm showing how to modify an Angular template for the project. This is the continuation part of Employee Task Management System. For this project, I'm using the most popular Angular theme, Creative Theme. Okay, let us start. First, go to the Creative Theme official website. Here we can download the free version of the template. Now it downloaded the template. I copied it from to our project folder and extract here. Okay. Then open the Visual Studio Code, open folder, then choose our template folder. Okay, you can see the Angular UI, that's the folder name. First install the packages using npm install. After complete the package installation, run the projects using ngserve. Yes is the short form. After that, go to the browser and enter the localhost 4200. The template is worked. First, I just explained the structure of this template. There's an src folder that containing a lot of folders and files. The app folder containing the components of these modules, and asset folder containing the css and images of this template, and the index is the main html page that contain the html tags, head and body parts. On the body section there is a loader, and the app component html will be rendered on this part. This is the app component html page. All other components render on this part. This is the app module. App module contains the all component declaration. Every Angular project there is at least one app module. Then it is the app routing page. Here we can define the routing paths. There is another module, that is the admin layout module, that have its own routing part. See the admin layout routing page. Here declare some paths: dashboard, user profile, table list, etc. These routing paths are for the side menu navigation. We are already checked on the template. I modified the routing page. I comments all their paths except the table list. The table list components modified to the employee module. There is two tables in the table list module. So I removed the last one and used the first one as employee table list. And the user profile module containing the registration form, we copied it from there and moved to the top section of the table list module, means the employee module. Because we are using the employee add or edit and the employee listing together in the one screen. Once the employee module is finished, then we have to remove this section. Go to admin layout HTML page, remove this part, then save. Then I remove the sidebar menus except the table list, and table list change it to the employees. Then I added the paths for the employee task and login. Copy the table list component and paste it for its employee task module. Then change the component name and the file names, and then declare the component on the layout module. Same as we can copy for the login module, and change the HTML screen also. Now the screens are ready. Then we need to remove the sidebar menu because we don't need this one. The default page is login, and when the admin login, it will be redirected to the employee screen, and when employee login, it will be redirected to the employee task module. On the admin layout, there is a sidebar menu code. I commented it. This is employee task module component. On the screen, the fields are updated based on the model class. One thing, there's a checkbox on the login screen, so I added here. Okay, now finalize the screens. You can check it. Data binding and the functionality using the web API will be on the next video. So thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe. That we are already done our Angular design on the last video. So let us start. So first create the model classes. That will be the exact same as which created in the backend section. Model login, model employees and model task for employee task module. Then create the service class. Enter name as project service. After that, it must be declared on app module in the provider section. The entire API connections are declared here. The HTTP client is used for the API connection. First, enter get API. Get API URL, this is it, and copy it from here. And the base URL, it's defined as commonly because every API connection is near the base URL, so it is used as read only. On the same way, enter save, update, edit, delete APIs. After that, update component tiers. The table component is our employee component. First, declare project service for calling API functions. Then the getOut function call from ng on init. Then enter all other functions for proved functionality. Sorry, I forgot to add a wait and async for every function. And complete all functions. Then update HTML page with form data. Before going to run, add some code on backend. See, this line of code is added for the uppercase JSON fields. Then it is CORS, means permission for API connection. Also configure CORS origin. It means where the API connection is coming from, which means the Angular running paths. Run both UI and backend. See, employee screen. Add, edit, delete, all are working fine. Login and employee task module will be on the next part, and test message and validations will do on the upcoming videos. So don't forget to subscribe. Let's continue Angular UI data binding on the part of employee task management system. On the last video, we have done CRUD operation of employee module, and the same way I enter the code for employee task module now. First, enter the services for add, edit, delete task modules. Then service for login screen. Then update the component tiers. So I copied it from employee module. This is we have done on the last video, so I don't explain here. have completed the component yes. Also I have done HTML section. There's a date property in the task model. So here the type changed to date. And the status is boolean, so it is entered as checkbox. This is table list binding. Then we have to code for login screen, add form section and ng model. On login component yes, I have entered the submit code for call login API. On the response API, if the admin is true, then it will be redirected to the employee module. Otherwise, it will redirect to the task module. Router navigate URL is used for changing URL paths where we have two redirects. You can see on the backend section on the API call, if the admin login, then the isAdmin is equal to true, or the employee login isAdmin equal to false. Then run the Angular section using NGS. We got some errors because on the HTML section we have to change the property name. Save again. There have one error also. On the submit section there is no parameter, so on the HTML parameter is removed. Okay, now it's fine. We are already run the backend section. Now run the browser localhost 4200. First admin login. It will redirect to employee module. Here we can get the employee login, user 1, password 123. Then login again as an employee. Then it will redirect to task module. Here we can check the CRUD operation. But save is not working. On the console we got error like employee ID is not passing. So I update the code on the submit section. On the submit section we have to enter this employee ID. That's the login data.id because on the login response we are already done, the ID is employee ID. Also the service changed to like this. Then run again. now it's working fine. On the edit section, you can see the date is not binded properly. I will do a video on the section of Angular date formats on the coming videos. Now I wind up here. Thank you very much for watching my video. Thank you. Bye bye.